Fijato. I'm a student in MBA, and then I am presenting my research topic, which is analyzing how the adoption of generative AI enables small and medium-sized enterprise to create entirely new service offerings or dramatically reduce operational cost. Now we look at the research issue, that is introduction to the research issue. The accelerated adoption of generative artificial intelligence or Gen AI technologies, which are capable of high volume contextualized outputs in code, content and design, represent a fundamental shift in competitive strategy across global industry. History tells us that SMEs face significant structural disadvantage, particularly acute limitations in financial capital, human resources, and also technological infrastructure. But then empirical observations support Gen AI's potential for measurable productive increases, and this helps, and estimates suggest that applying generative AI to customer care function could yield productivity value, and this also helps because it has range from 30 to 45 of current functional cost and real world cases. Now, despite this demonstrated potential, it is the crucial mechanism connecting the raw adoption of generative AI to sustain the strategic advantage, which remains theoretically and empirically ambiguous. Now we say the theoretical background or key concept. This research is strategically based in the RBV, which is resource-based view, and also its dynamic extension or dynamic capabilities, which is the DC. So the traditional RB emphasized that sustained competitive advantage stem from internal resources that are valuable, rare, imitable, and also non-substitutable. So SMCs often struggle to acquire such imitable resources, which particularly in the realms of advanced technology expertise. Now the DC theory addresses the limitations of the strategic RB in rapidly ranging, turbulent digital market. So DC posits that organizational success relies on the continuous ability to sense opportunity and also seize resources and reconfigure competency. Now the framework is extended by conceptualizing artificial intelligence as a dynamic capability, and also for generative AI adoption to succeed, firm must develop sophisticated organizational process termed EAICE. Now we said the existing, when we look at the review of literature leading to research problem, we said the existing body of literature broadly supports the notion that AI adoption enhance SMC performance, thereby leading to benefits such as higher conversion rate, improved customer experience, and also increased operational efficiency. Now, however, systematic review of early generative AI implementation indicates a crucial disconnect. While the potential is high and many generative AI pilots project underperform, this underperformance is primarily attributed to a lack of alignment with overreaching organizational strategies and inadequate governance. Furthermore, empirical studies, however, examining AI adoption in resource-constrained settings confirm that AI adoption acts as a mediating process that converts internal organizational readiness. So we look at the statement of the research, which says that the structural mechanism linking AI adoption to dual strategic outcome, such as new service creation and operational cost reduction in SMC, are insufficiently understood. Thereby, this is a critical gap in empirical research rigorously testing the theoretical proposition that EAIC mediate the relationship between Gen AI adoption and these distinct strategic performance outcomes, and an analysis of this mediation effect is crucial for understanding the difference between SMCs that experience short-term technological novelty and those that achieve durable competitive advantage and avoid the pitfall of underperforming pilot projects. Now, the importance of this problem is that the problem is a high importance because generative AI represents a critical inflection point for global productivity and competitiveness. By validating the capability pathway to success, the research provides crucial explanatory power, which enables stakeholders to move beyond descriptive analysis of generative AI potential to prescribe model for its effective governance and the originality and relevance. This research resides in two key aspects: its specific focus on generative AI and also its EAIC, which constructs as a theoretical mediator rigorously tested against the dual objectives. We look at the research question or objectives. So we said empirical validation on either dynamic capability model by investigating the mediation effect of enterprise AI capability on the relationship between generative AI adoption and them. So we have three research objectives. So we look up the scope of the study. The research focus would be on the adoption and integration of accessible generative AI tools and their influence on two primary strategic outcomes, which are product or service innovation and operational effectiveness. The geographic focus would be in the Gambia and around the area Greater Banjul. We also said that the sample focus would be on the decision makers, that is the senior decision makers, specifically the owner, the chief executive officers, the general managers, and those who possess a strategic oversight of technological investment. So we also look at the research methodology, which is going to be on quantitative cross-sectional survey. So we look at the significance of the research. We have two aspects: academic significance and also the government significance, or we say the policy or industry significance. So we say this research offers a fundamental contribution by empirically grounding generative AI adoption within the established dynamic capabilities. So we look at the literature reviews. We have the chronological literature review, and we have key concept on the theoretical lenses. We have storyline development, or a top-down approach, whereby we start from the high rankers down to the lower rankers. So we have three hypotheses that we intend to look into, and the first one is generative AI adoption in positively associated with the development of enterprise AI in SMC. The second one is EAIC positively mediates the relationship between generative AI adoption and the creation of entirely new service offerings in SMC. The third one is enterprise AI capabilities positively mediates the relationship between generative AI adoption and the dramatic reduction of operational cost in SMEs. So we have our research design and approach. We have the sampling. The research design and approach is going to be a quantitative. Our population, we use population small size medium. So we have ways of collecting data and measurement tools to use in order for us to get this data. So data analysis techniques, what techniques are we going to use in order to analyze the data that is being obtained? Thank you.